Imagine for a moment that everything you know about yourself is just a small fraction of what truly exists. Like there are other versions of you living within. Each version has the potential to walk a unique path, holding experiences, knowledge, and skills you have yet to unlock. These versions, often referred to as parallel selves, are connected to you through an invisible web of awareness, much like the branches of the same tree. But what if you could not only recognize these selves, but also tap into the knowledge and power they possess? Could it be that what you currently call yourself is merely a temporary manifestation, bound by the perception of time and space? Perhaps the self you know today is just a fragment of a far greater being, one that spans multiple realities, with a consciousness that transcends the barriers we consider real. These questions don't have simple answers, but one thing is certain. The more you expand your awareness, the more you realize that the reality you know is just a surface layer. As we delve into the idea of multiple selves within us, we begin to see how events in one reality can directly influence another. Your inner self is already living in a reality where the desires you hold today have been fulfilled. The question is, how can you connect with this version of yourself? Understanding the existence of this inner self could be the first step toward discovering abilities you never imagined. The key lies in your ability to perceive time and reality differently, opening your mind to the possibility that your past, present, and future decisions are all shaping the self you embody now. And perhaps they are happening simultaneously. In this very moment, you have the power to connect with a wiser, more experienced, and more capable version of yourself. Once you grasp this, you can not only access that wisdom, but also bring the accumulated experiences of these versions into the present. So, let me ask you, if you could learn from the self that has already achieved what you dream of, how would that change your journey? By embracing this possibility, we start to see that time and reality are tools, malleable through our intention and awareness. In doing so, we begin to transcend the limits imposed by the physical world. Today, you can uncover the true power of your parallel inner selves, realizing that all versions of you coexist in the present moment. Today, you will not only learn how to observe these parallel selves, but also how to embody them. Time, as most of us perceive it, seems to flow in a continuous, unbroken, linear stream, a path moving from the past through the present toward the future. But what if time, like reality, doesn't follow a fixed pattern? What if instead it could be shaped, bent, and even manipulated by the way we perceive it? The human mind, constrained by its sensory limitations, seeks order amidst chaos. This need for structure gives rise to the illusion of linear time, but as you start looking beyond this mental construct, you realize that time isn't a straight line. It's an expansive ocean of possibilities coexisting in the now. Time is not a universal constant flowing uniformly for everyone. It is a projection of our consciousness. The key to breaking free from this traditional view is expanding your perception of time, understanding that it responds to your inner experience and can be influenced by your state of mind. Think about it. Have you ever paused to reflect on how time feels slow when you're bored but flies when you're immersed in an enjoyable experience? This is your first glimpse into the fact that time is malleable, a subjective experience that shifts based on your emotions and focus. Time, at its core, is an internal construct reflecting how we direct our attention and the intensity of our experiences. When we expand our awareness and stop perceiving time as rigid, we begin to realize that it can be shaped into a tool that works in our favor. Expanding awareness is the key that unlocks the true nature of time. As your consciousness broadens, your perspective on the world transforms radically. You start to understand that the present moment is not just a point along a path to the future. It is an infinite field where the past, present, and future coexist. Within this field of awareness, there isn't just one truth, but multiple realities, all accessible and interconnected. But what determines which reality you experience? The answer lies in your perception. Expanding awareness is like opening your eyes to a spectrum of experiences where all your versions and all possible realities exist simultaneously. Time ceases to be a constraint and becomes a tool for access. When you move beyond the linear perception of time, you begin to see that you can jump between timelines, a concept often referred to as quantum jumping. This jumping isn't physical but mental. It is a shift in consciousness that allows you to connect with a version of yourself already existing in another reality, a version that has achieved what you are striving for now. This parallel self, which has mastered the secrets of time and reality, holds the wisdom and experience you need. In a state of expanded awareness, the barriers between the now and the future dissolve. When you connect with this version of yourself, what once seemed like a distant goal in the future begins to manifest in the present. This process of bringing the future into the now is what many refer to as quantum jumping. This concept also points to the greatness of God, the Almighty. If you see your desires as something that can only be achieved in the future, you place yourself at the mercy of linear perception. But when you understand that everything you long for already exists in another reality, accessible through your consciousness, time begins to bend in your favor. In other words, you stop waiting for the future and start bringing it into the present. This expansion of awareness not only changes how you perceive time, but also transforms how you engage with your reality. The more you expand your mind, the more you realize you can navigate between different realities and versions of yourself. The wisdom that once seemed distant and the goals that felt unattainable become part of your present experience. Time, as we know it, collapses, leaving only infinite awareness capable of experiencing any moment in any reality at any time. This understanding of time's nonlinear nature opens the door to a new level of manifestation, where time no longer dictates when or how your desires come to fruition. Instead, your consciousness becomes the agent of change, shaping your experience of time and space according to your intention. At this point, your connection to your parallel self becomes clearer. And here's an important realization. Your consciousness is not the only agent of this change. It is the Creator, God Almighty, who has given you this consciousness and governs all that you are, all that you desire, and all that you will become. Therefore, it's essential to maintain your relationship with God, to rely on Him, and to seek His guidance as you move toward your goals. As we've discussed, your parallel self is a version of you that exists in an alternate reality and has already learned how to navigate time and dimensions in ways you may not fully understand yet. This version of you has faced the challenges you're encountering now, found solutions, achieved your goals, and, most importantly, mastered the art of using time as a tool rather than seeing it as a barrier. Your parallel self is a testament to the greatness of the Creator. a version of you that has transcended the limits of linear time and space. Imagine that while you live your reality moment by moment, your parallel self has already discovered that all realities coexist simultaneously. For this version of you, there is complete freedom to interact with the various realities available. This self exists in a state of expanded awareness, having explored every choice and every experience in ways you are just beginning to understand. The more you open yourself to the possibility of this version within you, the easier it becomes to connect with it. The key lies in your intention and focus. Through practices like prayer, supplication, and reflection, you can align yourself with the frequency of this parallel self, absorbing its wisdom, insights, and achievements. By the will of God, when you do so, you gain not only clarity about your journey, but also the ability to bring what your parallel self has already mastered in another reality into your current life. Think of it as accessing a vast database where each parallel version of you holds a unique set of experiences, decisions, and wisdom that can be unlocked when you tune into these realities. For example, if you're facing a challenging problem or striving toward a goal that feels out of reach, connecting with the parallel version of yourself that has already overcome this issue can dramatically speed up the process. This version has walked the path you're on now and can provide you with profound insights on how to achieve what you desire more efficiently and with less resistance. The wisdom from your parallel self can manifest in subtle or even surprising ways. Sometimes it comes as intuition, a gut feeling, or an unexplained sense of knowing that, when followed, leads you exactly where you need to be. At other times, it emerges in moments of deep silence, when you're profoundly connected to your inner self. No matter how it appears, the truth is that this parallel self has so much to teach you. It has already lived the experiences you seek, solved the challenges you face, and mastered the art of achieving what you desire in alternate realities. When you connect with your parallel self, you begin to realize that the limitations you often attribute to your life, whether they involve time, resources, or opportunities, are merely reflections of a constrained perception of reality. This advanced version of you holds an essential lesson that you, here and now, have the ability to transcend barriers and accomplish what may seem impossible by the will of God the Almighty. As you integrate this understanding, you'll see that your parallel self is an active and present part of the journey God has created for you. This connection goes beyond simply accessing information. It's about merging the experiences of this self and bringing them into the present moment in a way that can profoundly transform your reality. This leads us to explore the concept of quantum leaps. While the idea of quantum jumps may sound like something drawn from complex physics theories, it also has practical implications in the realms of consciousness and manifestation. Simply put, a quantum leap is the ability to move from one state of being to another rapidly, bypassing all the intermediate steps. When applied to the idea of parallel realities, a quantum leap is like switching channels, adjusting your awareness to tune into a new reality, a new version of yourself, without needing to follow the traditional, linear path to reach that state. This transition between realities happens when your vibrations and perception align with a version of you that is already living the experience you wish to manifest. Your parallel self, which has already mastered what you desire, exists in a state of expanded awareness where there are no barriers between the present and the future. When you connect with this self, you begin to bring its wisdom into the present moment. This isn't just about exploring the future. It's about reshaping the now in a way that transcends linear time. These quantum leaps open the door to a new level of manifestation, where achieving your desires is no longer bound by the passage of time or the sequence of traditional events. Instead, your consciousness becomes the primary force shaping your experience, revealing that your potential is not limited but infinite, waiting to be explored through intentional focus and awareness. The Creator is truly magnificent. Ultimately, when you understand that time and reality can be shaped by your awareness, you become an active participant in your life. You realize that everything you desire already exists within reach, and that your parallel self is a reflection of your latent potential, placed within you by God Almighty. By expanding your awareness, you can access this potential and make it a part of your daily life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this video has resonated with you, I invite you to like, subscribe to our channel, and share this message with others who may benefit from it. Don't forget to leave a comment below to share your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thank you once again for watching and being here with me. Take care, and I'll see you soon.